everyone to get seated so we can start the show. I have one question, though. If you are really feeling what the Wilmington Library is doing for the community, let me hear you make some noise. Yes. It has really, really been an amazing journey, and we're glad that we're doing this for the city of Wilmington. It's been a great, great pleasure. Welcome to the final act of our fall series with no other than Omari Hardwick. So we ask that you just be respectful. Please remain in your seats. You can take pictures, take videos. Remain in your seats. Make sure you check in on social media. We're on Facebook, Instagram. Take lots of pictures. Make sure you tag us. Make sure you tell your network to like us and follow us so we can build our network so we can keep bringing you great things. Be on the look. Yeah, clap that up for that too. Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you. And we just ask, we're all going to take a little holiday hiatus, spend some time with our families, relax and recharge, but get ready for our Black History series coming in February. So stay tuned, stay tuned. And we'll have a little treats here and there along the way, but we're really going to make that splash in February. All right, so without further ado, let's get this show on the road. The Wilmington Library is proud to welcome Blair and Brandon Haley, the two dynamic creative brand activists and creators of Savage Chat series. As creators of the Blairisms and Savage Chat series, they use their platform to elevate the stories of marginalized communities and celebrate the contributions of Black culture. Now let's give a big, warm Wilmington welcome to Brandon and Blair of the Blairisms.
Turn his mom up 800 degree. Whole team eat chefs cause she's a tradesman. She's so bougie, won't never tea. I'm a savage, attitude nasty. Talk big, but my bank account matching. Hood, but I'm classy. Rich, but I'm ratchet. Haters kept my name in their mouth, now they gagging. Bougie. He say the way that thing move, it's a movie. I told him, bro, we gotta go.
Hello. There we go.
Here in Wilmington.
What's up, Wilmington?
Hey, how y'all doing?
What's up, Wilmington?
Happy almost Friday.
I cannot tell y'all how excited we are to be back here one more time.
Come on.
To end the year in the fall series.
Yes.
So, hey everybody, I'm Blair.
And I'm Brandon, also known as The Bay.
And welcome to the Savage Chat series.
Live from the Wilmington Public Library here in Wilmington, Delaware, y'all.
We want to thank the Wilmington Public Library, the entire team here for what they are doing in Wilmington to elevate the stories of our people, to celebrate our icons and the culture. Yes. We are grateful for the opportunity to be partnered with them with the work that we have been doing. So we created the Savage Chat series in June of 2020.
Woo, what a time.
What a time to be alive, right? June of 2020, at home, on Instagram.
Yep, no, we were on Instagram Live, right? Actually from my mother's house, and it's so great that she is here to be able to see this live and in person. Yep, so we'll have to get another microphone. That would be fantastic.
We need another mic. The battery is dead on this one.
We got it, though. I'm sure y'all got plenty of batteries.
We started our series as a way to create fellowship, to create hope and joy at a time in the world that was so bleak. We had all just watched our brother George Floyd be murdered on TV, live and in living color. And so we decided to jump on Instagram to tell and appreciate and lift the stories of Black people, of Black culture, and to celebrate what we know and call the savages of Black culture.
And now we are over 450 plus savages later. If you have missed any of our Savage
episodes
chats, they
later.
are all on Instagram, on the Blairisms. We've talked to everybody from April Ryan,
to Vanessa Williams, to
Kim Coles, who was actually just here.
Also just here, to Erica Alexander and T.C. Carson and Stacy Plaskett and the mayor of New Orleans. Hundreds of folks. Yes. If you are on Instagram and are interested in seeing any of the past episodes, make sure you follow us at The Blairisms on Instagram. Listen. All right. Without any further ado.
Because we know y'all did not just come up here.
Y'all didn't come here to see us
in these beautiful suits.
That's all right, though.
No, that's all right. We know.
We are excited and honored to have the opportunity, as we started this journey so long ago, as Brandon said, as Bay said, in the living room of my mother-in-law's house, in our joggers and slippers and T-shirts during the pandemic, only going outside to get fresh air before and after the shows. So to have the journey take us all the way to this beautiful, historic place in front of all of you with one of the most savages, the most savage actors, poets, artists, musicians.
He is a man of the time,
He's a Renaissance man.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, all of that, and he's fine.
He is.
How about that?
He is.
Family, please join us in welcoming.
Let's give
the savage,
come on,
the
y'all.
extraordinary.
Wilmington, give it up
for Omari Hardwick.
Yo.
See no changes. Wake up in the morning and I ask myself, it's like worth living, should I blast myself? I'm tired of being poor and even worse, I'm black. My stomach hurts, so I'm looking for a purse to snatch. Cops give a damn about a need, bro. Pull a trigger, kill him, he's a heat, bro. Get it to the kids who the hell cares. One less hungry mouth on the welfare. Drug shipping, dope, now kill a buck.
All right. All right, Wilmington. All right.
I'll share one for now.
Oh, we got that other mic yet?
We're going to share this mic until...
Carl coming.
There we go.
All right.
Your mic.
Y'all, everyone, one more time.
One more time.
One and only Omari Hardwick, y'all.
One more time. Well, brother, welcome.
Welcome to Delaware.
Welcome to Delaware.
You hear this is your first time?
That's a heck of a welcome.
Yeah.
You deserve it.
Yes.
You deserve it.
And I got to shout out the DJ for throwing that Tupac live at
So we heard through the grapevine that Tupac was one of your inspirations, one of your musical inspirations. We actually had the honor this summer of sitting down in a very special Savage Chat episode in New Orleans with Set Shakur, the current president of the Tupac Amaru Shakur Foundation and his sister. And so we chose Changes, and I want you to tell us what Tupac and his music means to you.
Ooh, man. I'm trying to take everybody in first.
Take a second. Yeah. You got a second?
All these beautiful
faces. Take it on. Look at all these beautiful people.
You guys.
Who's live?
I messed up. Damn, Mo.
I see you all. I do. I feel like we move too fast, so sometimes we should just, they talk about stopping to smell the roses, but like when you come from a very specific bed of roses and they tried to crush us for so many years, and yet,
come on,
we still here.
You still here?
So I think we should move slower and really take each other in.
I'm with that.
Yes.
So when I think about Tupac, to your great lead-in, it's hard for me not to think about what he would have to say if he was up here and being asked some of the similar questions. I always knew very early,
I knew very early who I was. Mm-hmm. And I remember being confused and quite lonely around the kids I grew up with in Decatur, which is about, anybody know ATL?
Oh, yeah. Shout out.
Decatur where's greatest, shouting. So I remember growing up with kids that didn't quite have the advantage, and I remember extending grace and mercy super quick because I realized that for the most part, they didn't have a man around for the daughters and the sons who aided in that understanding of not only who they were, but whose they were. So I understood really quickly, and instead of fully going full throttle and embracing all that comes with being pretty self-aware, I would tuck it in as if Debo was coming down the street. And that's not necessarily something I'm as proud of. But now, so far removed from it, I realize that that God makes a marathon truly for those who kind of know wrong from right. And ironically, when I think about Tupac, I'm aware that the tumultuous turn of a human being who moves as a protagonist while equally being an antagonist. I knew that. I knew that I was so similar. And whether on the football field, the basketball court, the baseball field, or whether in English class or writing a poem or trying to figure math out and not really nailing math and just trying to figure life out and getting in a lot of fights because we were so lost as a people in that black reality of dark skin, light skin, dark skin. Yeah. That was a lot for me to navigate because daddy was super dark and mama was super light, and I just thought, shit, black is black. Mm-hmm. And so Tupac was an incredible, emblematic, around my age force who kind of came on the scene, and I felt seen. Mm-hmm. I just felt seen. I felt I didn't feel so lonely anymore. And I felt like passion was cool. I knew he wasn't athletic, so it made me even cooler than him.
Yeah.
Like, he can't dribble a basketball, but he had the juice, whether he was Bishop and or whether he was Tupac Amaru. Yeah. So he meant a lot to me, and I wish sometimes, I'm like, man, he was but a kid, but it was like he lived 50 to 75 years.
He did.
And I wish he had moments like this. Not that he didn't sit in front of incredibly gifted, undervalued, underseen, not as appreciated, ailing with health issues, but continuing to move, double minority black women, super lost black men who could be labeled boy, young men who often act older than the 50-year-old boys. He definitely sat in front of his groups of this type of room, but I wish that he did it or was able to do it post 25 years of age. So when I think about Pac, I'm like, man, I wish he had a shot to be where I'm at chronologically with some wisdom gained. It would be phenomenal to see him at this point.
I mean, it's incredible to think about how much brilliance he left with us in such a short period of time, and how much, to your point, how much more could have been given to the world if he was able to bless us with that. And Seth even remarked on that.
I thought about Seth remarked on it. She said she gets asked a lot, what could her brother teach her today? And she's like, even though I'm his little sister, he was gone at 25. He didn't get a chance to really evolve to the point where he could help me as a 47-year-old woman at this point.
How many doctors do we have in the room?
See, can't raise your hands. Raise your hands high. Trust me, if you get a PhD or an MD, that is something to be proud of. That's for sure. All right.
All right, Doc.
All right.
How many do we have out of that group of those with hands raised? Do we have any medical doctors? Medical doctors? No medical doctor. So we do know, whether medical doctor and or not, we do know that most of us, I think, know this, that the brain is not biologically actually matured until 25 years.
That's right.
Yep.
that frontal lobe ain't really done yet. We talk about the soft spot on a baby, but like that's why insurance is crazy. And don't let me get started.
26.
That's why you can't rent a car.
Well, and especially us. If you, for any of us who urinate standing up, we're horrible. Like it's not good. You guys are special called women. Y'all are special.
Yeah. Yes.
It's why y'all struggle with each other, because y'all be overthinking all the time. Y'all just be like, I see her.
All of it.
You don't see him? We be like, no, we going to have a beer. We cool. He going to be the best man in my wedding. Nigga, you just met him. It's cool, though. I like
right quick.
My friend.
Boy.
Right quick. That's my boy.
Y'all be different.
Yeah.
And the older I get, I'm like, it's because y'all are sober. You just women. You're very special.
Yes.
That's
Give it up for the women.
Give it up for women, y'all. Shout out to black women for sure.
Yeah.
I gotta ask you, Omar. I'm gonna ask him because you talked about being self-aware from an early age. Does that translate? Does that mean that you were always aware or always knew that being a storyteller, being a poet, being a writer, being an actor, being a musician, did you always know that was your life? Let me just tell you this. We had Carl Thomas on our show.
I love Carl.
Carl said
Carl.
stopped. I love telling this story because we asked him, did he always know he was going to be a superstar singer? He said he stopped taking school photos in 4th grade because he knew he was going to be a star. And
he didn't want any ugly.
He didn't want any ugly, awkward. So he said, if you go back to my pictures from that middle school, high school, they're all action shots or group shots. It's nothing with him. He said he would always intentionally skip picture day. He said he did it all the way through high school.
Jail pose and all.
He said because he knew he was going to be. He knew, and he didn't want any of the like. That was, remember when you looked like this. So I always love telling that story because that kind of certainty, to put that kind of plan in motion in 4th grade is some serious.
Right. And if I'm not mistaken, it's I think presently Houston, but it's called Raised in Chicago. Is he a Chi-Town cat?
I can't remember where
I think
he's
he is a Chi-Town.
I think he's from Chi-Town.
I think, yeah.
I think I only asked that because I feel like all of us from the middle of the country, which is super wide if you talk about California as a coast and obviously the East Coast as a coast. But if you're specifically from New York, how many New Yorkers in the house?
Hey.
So exactly, like I said, how many New Yorkers? And I loved your response, but somebody's like, Brooklyn, like, oh. It's like, but it's all New York. Nah,
that's not. You know that ain't the same thing. Wait a minute. Carl is from Aurora, Illinois.
Illinois.
Right.
So when I think about all of us not from the 5 boroughs of New York, all the way to the greater parts of the city of Los Angeles, up to Oakland, over a little bit to San Fran, just that.
Yep.
We don't come as quick to like, yo, it's all happening here. You know, Cali in New York comes quick to like, I'm here. I don't need to go nowhere. And so did I come as quick to choosing to stop taking photos in 4th grade? No.
That's extreme. That's extreme.
That is.
That's a hyperbole situation.
But I feel like what I did understand was that there was something inside of me. There's a young kid. His name is Jonte, and he's a young special kid, and he is in a mental facility, a mental institution, and he is a seer. He is absolutely a seer. And I started sending him music, just learning that he needed healing. And I started sending him music. And when I send the music, what he says back about what he sees, either from the lyrical content sent and or what he sees beyond, is bone chilling. And I think about the fact that probably at the ripe age of that, whichever Carl felt he heard a calling or believed he was called to, I think I definitely felt I came from a world that I kept looking over my shoulder and knowing not a lot of us come from. I knew that, but it was so much easier and so much more comfortable to exist in a world where in front of me, all of my peers and their parents and their uncles, aunts, cousins, siblings, wherever I could see people, same way I came in and said, let me look at y'all. Like, think about it. That's y'all. It's 11 million to 25 million people watching me in different aspects on any given night, and or on a big screen, and or on a small screen. And for me, I'm forgetting that many people are watching. So Carl is sounding like he was expecting that. I was never expecting that. I knew that I was coming from a world that I was super different, but I never made it in a visual way. I never made it conclude that. So, one day it's gonna be salty or sweet, wine or whiskey, and they gonna pull up, preachers included, and they gonna watch you. That for me, especially when church folks said, I'll be watching you do bad things. For me,
and enjoying it.
And you said enjoying that part, operative word, and enjoying watching you do bad. Like, so I never, like, wow, that's too much laughter, women. Just real. Laughing. I've been looking at you too, because you just tickled. You just going.
It's real.
But that's the other thing. Ghost didn't get to show a sense of humor.
Yeah.
So you get in front of Omari and you go, oh, Omari's silly. Like, it's hard. It's hard. It's hard to be, I got to be, it's not hard to be hard for me. It's not hard.
I feel some people are getting flustered in the room.
Y'all all right?
Is everybody all right?
It is not hard to be that to the point. To be, I appreciate that. I appreciate your sense of humor. It is not hard to, when turning around, knowing that you're from a space that God made you super big. Yes. It's not hard to acknowledge, man, I got a lot of stuff. What's been harder, versus when Carl Thomas and I could have been thought about as to have a future, but we're figuring it out in the way that he really aptly stated, which was, I know pictures will be taken, so I'm going to stop right here. What's hard is knowing that our ancestors rocked for Billy and Sammy and Cicely and Sydney and really Harry doing 7 things out of their bag.
Yes.
And sometimes my fans go, nah, nigga, just do that. That's super hard for me.
Yeah.
That's harder than any ghost look y'all ever saw. To be a person who's been made big, and you only go as far as your black peers, ancestors, colleagues, Curtis, Courtney's, other shows, versions of Curtis and Courtney's, and the homies, more than the women. When the homies say, bro, I really rock with you. Like, for me, that is so beautifully lifting. What's hard is when people go, it's kind of like presently the younger generation leads a compliment with, nah. Why are you going to say, nah, do good?
Yeah.
Confucius.
Yeah.
Mama, something in the milk ain't clean. Nah, do good. Like, where? Huh?
Nah.
We were only what, guys? Yes. It was all affirmation. So we are in a generation that is a beautiful thing for you two to sit up here and ask certain ones of us of your era, of your generation, questions, because I'm answering for all of us. If all of y'all would be inverted as to come to stage and me to go to that side, because God gives this stage.
Talk about
Man gives social media. Man gives social media. God gives this media. Interaction.
Yes.
Yeah.
God gives interaction. Stage, microphone, interaction. See people, look at them, take them in. See black men. Tell black men you love them. I see you, bro. I like how you're leaning in towards your woman. I see you, dog. God gives that. Social media is given by man. How do I know? Because people hide on social media.
That's real.
They hide. They're soft. They're not hard.
No. That's it. That's it. So I'm curious because you made a really interesting point there, that kind of being pigeonholed, I guess, kind of into that one perspective that a lot of your people are used to seeing you. How do you differentiate yourself, or I guess make it clear that you are Omari and not any one particular character that you've ever played?
I don't think you can ever forcefully, great question. I want you to hear me say that. Great question. I don't think you can forcefully make that be clear. That's an active verb. You can't do that. You got to lead with, I forgive you for not seeing all that you are. Anyone relegating you small is relegated themselves.
Yes. Come on, talk about it.
You have to forgive before they come to you. And on certain days, because it's a great question, on certain days, you're not in that space because we are but human.
That's right.
So on certain days, you're like, dog. And then those people go off and they like, I met dude like that. But like, bro, you was doing that to yourself to me. That morning you woke up and brushed your teeth and was like, I don't necessarily know if I like what I'm looking at. Okay. I don't think any of us always like what we're looking at. We don't, but I think it is incumbent upon us to try to not depart the house, spreading that toxicity to the rest of the streets. Like that's just stay cool. Like chill out. Everybody's too like this to me. The whole world. Sexiness is like shot. What happened to mystery? I looked everything up. Damn, you ain't want to learn about me? Nope, I already know. Like, so for me, it's like you can't forcefully do that. It's super corny to forcefully tell someone, like, chill, you got to forgive, bro. Because it truly is people coming from a space of, there's so many people internally crying. There's so many people. Bro, if you open people up, and so many of our people crying. They don't be alligator tears. True, like waterfall. TLC singing in the background. Waterfalls.
Yeah.
It's so painful for me. Because if you are a seer, if you're a lover, if you're a giver, again, God gives fame to people who probably ran from fame. They ran from it. And partly why they ran from it is their personality is to look at everybody else. And God going, no, I need people to look at you. You're like, really? Look at you. Yes, it's difficult. So it's hard to understand oneself and to not be upset when people who look like you are not understanding. People could say, that's arrogant. No. I'm actually complimenting that my perception is that you see me as I see me. That is me lifting you to a frequency that I think you can see this high. That's not an arrogant standpoint. So that's been tough.
Yeah.
But you gotta forgive, especially black people. I love, it's our people.
It's our people.
Yeah.
So right. we're hurt. We want to matter. People say, what do black people want? To matter.
Yeah.
But do we just want to matter? How long? Like from 1 to 10, like a 2.
Yeah.
That's all we want. So I never do a role without thinking that attached to that role is the thought of community outreach. Ghost was a community outreach effort. That's all Ghost was.
Yes. Yeah.
I know. Y'all like, he put bullets in people's head, I know. I get it. But he was a community outreach effort so that one day the guy who made Ghost, y'all could get down with.
Yes.
That's a community outreach effort. And that's what we should all be doing once we get a shot. I don't care if it's the postal worker that nobody knows from a can of paint. Like there's a reason certain postal workers get extra little Christmas gifts in the mailbox, because those, they really stop and they go, how is it? Where? How is it at your world? Not at my world. How is it at your world? That couple over there, I've been on them the whole time. I've been on them. You know why I've been on y'all? Because y'all are having fun.
Yeah.
And that's the thing that we always want to impart upon black people. We want to, in the middle of everything being chaotic, we want to remind each other, but have fun.
Yeah.
I guess the church says, Count it all
joy. Well, that's what I was going to say. One of the things that we focus on in our brand and why we created the Savage Chat series was because we know that the world has enough animosity for us. We need to focus ourselves on Black joy. Mm-hmm. We need to focus. We spend, and rightfully so, we spend so much time in resistance and in struggle, right? And talking about resistance and talking about struggle and talking about the fight and talking about activism and talking about what's necessary. And all of those things are still necessary within this place that we live. Mm-hmm. But we only get one story, one run on this rolling flat rock in the middle of the world. And if we don't take some joy for ourselves while we're here, intentionally for ourselves, not only by making it a priority in your life, but also learning how to count everything as a part of your joy. Count it all,
which is joy. Super difficult.
Yeah.
Brother Moody, I don't know where he went, but one of our security team members, he told me this. He didn't label it as such, but in my mind, I'm labeling it this place, right? The Wilmington Library, in one of the smaller communities. It is such the predecessor to the big museum that's in D.C. that takes forever to get through.
Yes.
Yeah. And to your point, you got, I think he's pointing to me. Yeah, Brother Moody, I gave you a shout out, pimpin'. And to your point, through, one shot at through.
One. And you don't know when it's going to end. You know when you got here, but you don't know when you're leaving.
I'm learning Harriet Tubman came through here.
Yes. Mm-hmm. That's right. That's right.
So guys, it ain't always easy with me liking our history to embrace how much love I get for playing make-believe. Harry was really playing, but really. So again, and my contention is that God says, those who run from, I will give to you. Mm-hmm. And so I think the reason that it's easily able to be counted as joy for me is because I think to have one friend, one fan, one person at a rest stop and or a bus stop who pulls up to talk to your Forrest Gump, to have one is super good. To have legions, Omari Stars is at 11.6 million viewers every Sunday. What?
Yeah.
A little dusty black boy from south parts of our country. So it's hard to not count it joy. Yeah. It's just a balancing act, to your point, where if you get one time to go through it all, you're never going to nail both sides of the street while going through it all.
Yeah.
You just try the best you can to walk down the middle enough. And by the way, delegation is also making sure you know how to pick the right people to be walking down the street with. That's a difficult one.
That's a word.
Listen,
that's a different one.
This thing about the tribe that is around you.
Yes.
That is one of the most important decisions that you continually make in your life.
Yeah, I like that word, continue.
We have a Blairisms that says, everybody won't, if you're reading this, remember, everybody won't finish your journey with you. Learn to let folks off at their stop. Because I'm going to make sure we get you that shirt or hoodie or whatever you want.
My security guard, guys. That's everybody say, what's up, Fonzo?
What's up, Fonzo?
So Fonzo was on me about 2 days ago, and he said, oh, you did your job on that relationship. Deuces. Got it? And I've equally had to tell him that. Because we can really say some stuff to other people, right?
Every now and then.
Right. It's hard to say it to yourself.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
Everything.
That's right. The eye behold everything except itself.
Yes.
And so we looking out, but it's hard to look in, and that mirror is often hard. Yeah. Right? That mirror is often hard, but that's where, listen, the hardest work yields the best and the biggest results. I got to ask you this, as weird as Bay asked you the question around, playing a character, being pigeonholed into that, people see you as that character. I want to ask you about your gift of writing. You are an extraordinary writer and poet.
Appreciate you, man.
When how? When did it come to you, or when did you know that what you had to say, that what was in here, needs to be put on paper and shared with the world?
That's your moment of asking a brilliant question that has not been asked that way before, because people don't realize that any poet, and I'm sure we got poets in the house.
You're on stage with one. Y'all gonna share some.
Any poet, it is definitely not starting here, and I don't even make it where it starts here. Mother's birth poets.
Come on,
that's to be a poet it's a perspective. It's looking at life. It's seeing things different. It's doing, it's me sitting and staring at y'all. To be a poet is a different. So when you ask about the pigeonhole thing, I'm to blame, because anyone who's a poet who takes on the brilliance of what Courtney wrote on page is going to deliver you a character that makes you not let me walk down the street. Because I'm a poet.
Right.
Yeah.
Somebody asked Joseph Shakur once, y'all know Joseph, beloved Tommy. And somebody asked Joseph, what is it like to work with a poet? And Joseph said, like working with a poet. Now, very asshole-ish of Joe to only give that. And it's very Joe. But in reality, he's right. And I was next to him when hearing him respond in that manner, and I thought, he's right. It's a perspective. It is being given a script and given the character, and you are looking at that character very different. I'm seeing things, guys, that y'all end up going, it's a marriage of the way my brain foresees life or perceives a character to be, or what I think he should be. And then it's asking Curtis, what you think? You lived a lot of this life, Courtney, but you designed a guy. Joe, what do you think? Because you're my right hand. So what should we do? Notori, what do you think? But if I'm the epicenter of it, the poet really was birthed, man. And I don't really even think it starts at 6 years old, tilting your head and staring out. I think mama's birth poets. And I was charged with that. And by 11, I was like, I should write. And then it's just never. And I've heard people say, my family will always say, if you're not writing, you're not the actor you're supposed to be. If you're not acting, you're not the writer that you should be. So it's kind of a, Sammy Davis was tapping. Sammy was singing. Sammy was playing. Sammy was acting. That's what I mean. Our ancestral entertainers did it all.
That's what we like to call the range of blackness.
Range of blackness.
The range of blackness. We have so much within us. I mean, savage, classy, bougie, ratchet. It's all a part of who we are.
Say it fast. Say it. I got him. Bernsey, I got him. Say it fast.
I can't say that fast, but.
You're like, damn, I was cool, bro. I was all like that.
Yeah.
My bad, homie. My bad, dog. My bad.
Caught him off guard.
No.
He was trying to be hard. I messed him up.
I was.
But it's true. Range of blackness.
Yeah.
We are so gifted.
We are. Would you, since you just said that you was a poet and you be writing and stuff, would you be open to blessing us with
No. You know what I would prefer?
What was that?
Because I've been on so many stages and done that. Okay. I would rather a very confident poet to come up on stage.
Oh.
How many minutes do they get? 2
minutes.
60 seconds.
2 minutes. Got a confident poet in the room?
I would love for a poet to come up on stage and
bless me. Hand up.
Come on up.
All right.
Yeah, that's what I want. Because I done heard me. I want to hear somebody. Are you a poet? Are you? That's good. What's it called? Okay. She coming. Y'all give it up. Give it up. What's your name, Mama? What's your name?
Sandra.
Get at it, Sandra.
Welcome.
And my nickname is Singapore to my family. I wrote this. Yeah, I can say it. I wrote this back when the Million Man March.
Yes.
Yeah.
We were at the Million Man March.
It's called Rise. Rise, my brothers, from the bottomless pit of the drugs and guns that engulf you. Raise your thoughts and your minds and strap yourself with knowledge that can never be denied. Your women are here waiting for you to stand, and we will help you get through it all. Thank you.
Woo! Thank you. So,
yes, sir.
We have another poet in the building sitting next to me.
Yeah.
And so I can't not.
Did you write something?
Oh no, he pulls up something he's already written.
Perfect.
Come on.
I wrote in route here too, though.
You said then you should.
In route, I wrote it.
Oh.
In route, I wrote, expecting to see you guys and all of the joy that y'all are giving.
All right, well, can we make a deal? If I share this, share what you wrote?
Okay, I will.
All right.
Let's do it. I love that.
Appreciate you. All right. This is called An Ode to Black Women. Y'all know that God is a black woman, right? Her presence is seen and felt everywhere. You can say that she's omnipotently potent. She is deeply powerful, and the earth trembles beneath her every step. She carried the world in her womb and gave birth to an entire species. She is special for sure, and certainly exceptional. And she been knew that shit. Black women, the world owes you. We owe you. I owe you. More than an ode could ever repay. But I stand here today offering my words as a way of showing gratitude for you. I'm here for you. I'm happy for you. Y'all stay winning. Even when the wins don't come with gold and white trophies, we know y'all still won. You ain't even in competition. It is their insecurities, false equivalencies, creating unrealistic comparisons. It is not your fault that your greatness brings out the weakness in those with weak knees, whispering behind your back because, like staring at the sun or hearing God's voice, they just can't take it. Weeping when you walk by with your head held high. Black women, I'm so happy for you. I'm so thankful for you. Your words of wisdom warm our hearts, ease our worries. You carry our stories. You have saved our nation, multitudes of generations. Black lives have always mattered to you, keeping whole communities fed with just 2 loaves of bread. Jesus took your model and molded a faith. Oh, y'all know he learned everything from Mary, right? Magdalene and his mama. And let's not forget, she performs miracle. She is a miracle. Brilliant, beaming, and bright, always 22 steps ahead. She is the truth, the light, and the way. She's just been waiting for the rest of the world to catch up. We would not be here if not for you. So y'all, let's give a round of applause for Black women.
That's right.
It's only a start, but it comes from the heart. And to the rest of us, let's take a deep look inside. And when we feel like we have to hide, we should remember the plight and the might, the will and the skill of the Black woman. With the world on her shoulders, a million things on her mind, like keeping your dirty hands off of her behind, and dirty bastards off of her back and her baby's back, picking up your slack, providing for everyone, and starting from a place of lack. Y'all know that God has to be a woman who's black, right? How else could she have survived and hold her head with pride through it all? Black woman, you are light, delicate as a flower and a feather and a fresh blowout, tough as iron nails and acrylic nails, deserving of daily manis and petties. Y'all stay ready, and everyone within the sound of my voice owes you another round of applause. So y'all, let's give it up one more time for Black women. This is an ode to you. You can call it a prayer for everlasting peace. These flowers aren't enough, but I'll start right here and bow at your feet. Let these words create the most beautiful bouquet Feel their intention as a loving embrace, a warm memory with an old and dear friend. When we've all gone our separate ways, until we meet again, I'm proud of you, I worship you, I love you, and let the church say,
Amen. Thank you. Great job.
Crazy, bro.
You can do that?
Follow that?
Yes, you can.
Follow that?
Now, wait a minute. Y'all made a deal.
So what's our format after this? Are they giving us opportunity?
We are going to do a couple questions. We are going to give it.
I'd rather them be able to.
We are, but we do want to hear from you. Please share with us, please.
How many Capricorns in the house? There'll never be that many of us.
It is Scorpio season.
Capricorn?
It is Scorpio season.
How many Scorpios in the house?
My birthday was Sunday.
Happy belated.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Monday. Oh, right. My party was Sunday. My birthday was Monday. Scorpio season.
Yes.
Thank you.
Everybody, let's give Blair a warm, happy birthday.
Thank you. Please. Thank you, sir.
Man, I left a crack in the amniotic sac. Mama on her back. Mama kicking back. Doc interject. Claim all these words spilled after that. Like I was a cage bird. Like I was finna flap. Then he gave the word. Made it matter of fact. Don't let your boy grow up to act. Or have a way with words in a white world when he's painted black. Mm-hmm. Is what it is. Either this or that. On some poet crap. Like I was born to snap. Ain't the oldest kid, but I'm the first to track. Put us on the map so my bros and sis get the same claps as the boldest did, minus the fame and traps. 5-0 to tip, mine the same trap, maybe a little ghost with it, like the rose that hid in between the cracks. I fit the most in it that I can seem to rap, then tie a bow on it to the politic talk react. So my flow gotta be thick, more like Hooji rap. My relationships with a boat to stack, like the slaves way back. God stuffed in me his knapsack to help my folk navigate his script with the nameless rich, but the soul and brain of the broke. Figure I was born to help break the cycle by changing the spoke. Tomato, cocaine, coke, it's the same pain in whatever words you spoke. Till supernova float, brave boys get us woke. Auntie Kathy Hughes whisper she missed verses and flow. Maybe catch a mile in her shoes this Juneteenth. This poem can be my first poke at making this the realest one I ever done wrote. I'm John Lewis till I'm through with this. On the double with my good trouble, I quote happy birthday Tupac, I'm a rue with it. My people gonna get my vote till I leave them with freedom. Dear mama's still in trouble, but at least regal with what I spoke. 10 toes you dig, but they done seen some cramps. 10 toes you dig, but they done seen some cramps. Still skate on them like I be on this track. Throwing bows and like it's Luda back. Till you know a poet feeding crack. Corleone a bit like it's Vito back. Find a light within every city that's black. Delaware with this, cause I care with this.
Yeah, come on. Yeah. Run that one more time. Run that line.
Delaware with this, cause I care with this. Yeah. Open doors for kids, they wipe their feet on my mat. Hindsight my spit, 2020 in fact. Rewind time with it, but ain't no getting me back. I love y'all.
Woo, all right.
Woo. Oh, give it up. Listen,
it up one more time.
A live performance? Come on, y'all. Give it up one more time.
Yeah.
Look, for both of the poets that I'm sandwiched in between, both of you prolific, beautiful brothers. Thank y'all so much for both. Thank you both because there's a thing about mothers birthing poets, right? But poets also have to accept the call.
Yeah.
Right?
Write it down.
You have to accept the call.
Yeah.
And so thank you both for accepting the responsibility to be writers and griots and storytellers to elevate and lift people with your words. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I think, for me, my question is, for me, writing has helped with my own kind of mental health and just help with getting things out. And, I'm curious because you mentioned writing has helped you as an actor, acting has helped you as a writer. We're just now, actually today, seeing coming to the end of a months-long actors and writers strike.
The strike was 100.
Yes.
No. Listen to this. The strike was 118 days long, and it ended on 11/9.
Ain't that something?
So it was 118 days long. It ended on 1/9.
It felt like it.
It felt like it was longer than that. Yeah.
And I think for me, we started the Savage Chats during the pandemic, and it was a time that kind of went on and felt like it was a lot longer than it actually was. But I'm curious, what for you was your outlet? What did you do to help maintain your own mental health and your sanity, like during the strike? And
I felt, and I said it recently, I felt like I worked harder than ever because I had no field or court underneath my feet to play on. So the Zooms became so much of my balling. My in and out step backs or my, running up and down the field. It was like the Zooms became so much. And I definitely, after Stars and Power, I definitely understood better as to how to embrace my power. And so it's put me in the driver's seat for a lot of the things that will come. And when I say that, guys, y'all will still see me always and all the time in front of the camera, but I'm also now behind the camera. So that's, we just, we can't, Harriet can't run through here and then we doing the same. Yeah, you can't.
That's right. That's right.
So I can't, so I felt, as a producer, I felt super creative, efficient, and productive. As an artisan, I felt sometimes really dark and handcuffed, and love language at home was off. Why, Mr. Omari? Well, because, guys, I be living on airplanes, and all of a sudden I'm not. The love language in your home is the love language in your home. And all of a sudden, if you home, yeah. But it was beautiful to be home as long as I found it beautiful to be home. Right. But then there's a moment where even home, as in the participants that are on the other side of the table, kids included, start going, no job, Papa? You don't want to go to work?
Right. Like, is the strike over yet? Is it not over? We thought we saw something saying it was, no, not yet.
They getting ready for work. Both of them like that. Both of them. Nova's 11 and November 21st, Nova's 11, and Brave is 8 years old, and they both will. That's like, Papa.
Hi.
Hey.
Yeah.
Papa, you here to pick me up from school again?
Again?
I'm here. Ghost pick the kids up from school, too. Ghost spoke on career day. You remember that episode? What the hell?
Yes. That's hilarious.
God bless you, Courtney, for writing Ghost to go to career day.
No. Facts.
But yeah, it was a lot. There's 6 months. So for all of you actors, aspiring actors, writers, directors, producers, first of all, shout outs to you because it's a very difficult journey. Yeah. So I just want to acknowledge y'all.
And actors,
This sister who's been, part of my peanut gallery. She got a joint on BET. Trophy wife. So any of you fellow actors and obviously politically correct to state it as both genders, all genders, but anybody, actor, writer, producer, director, man, my hat's off to y'all. That's a hard journey.
Yeah.
I know it. So y'all just keep rocking. I'm looking at y'all. Keep rocking. I mean that. Remember I said it. Love all of y'all for being here also.
I want to ask you, Omari, you have inspired so many people through your work, through how you are a Renaissance man. I mean, actor, musician, poet, writer, sex symbol, all the things.
That ain't in there, bro.
Ask them. I'm just telling you what I heard. I heard you like Tupac. I heard you were a sex symbol. Listen, I just report the news. I don't make the news.
It's what the people say.
So,
I like your reaction.
I gotta ask you.
I like her reaction. You know what I do? I always look when somebody does that because it always made me feel uncomfortable. When somebody, I look for the most coy woman in the crowd to be like, and it's you. He said, you the sex symbol, and you just were like, I decide. And I think that's sexy, mama. God bless you.
She's nodding in agreement. I think she's on our side.
No, clearly. Who are some of the people who have inspired you on this journey?
That's a great, man. Woo. I'm going to try to go backwards, right? It was so many athletes young. And it wasn't necessarily what they were, again, doing on the field and the court solely. It was just how they moved and operated. I was a massive Walter Payton kid as a kid. I was massive.
Indiana Pacers, right? Was he Pacers?
Man, wrong sport, boy.
Sport. No. See, I'm not an athlete. No. See, I'm off. I'm way up. No.
I hope they make a TikTok out of this moment. One of y'all should cut on TikTok right now. I don't even be watching TikTok, but I hope you make a TikTok out of this. I'm saying, he said Indiana Pacers.
I was like, is that basketball?
Walter Payton just rolled over in his grave.
He probably did. He did. He might have.
Man, I'm done.
Nope.
Walter Payton played for the Chicago Bears.
Oh,
Right, yes.
That's all right.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, I knew that.
And then it was.
Walter Payton played.
I'm thinking of a different one.
And I'm from it, and I think I'm from Pops really raising me on like a lot of that, like Pops and Mom. They was so musical in the house, so I think Donny Hathaway really mattered to me. Like, hey, Donny Hathaway and Roberta Flack, and Marvin and Tammy, and then again, and Tupac was like the first. Like I rocked with LL. LL might have been my first concert I was allowed to go to, but like, and I tended to like young Michael Jackson, like young Michael. But I think in terms of like real inspiration, I caught on really early to the people that were more Renaissance, and I was reading about Paul Robeson, and I was like, wow, he's different, and I understood, that Jim Brown told the coach of the Cleveland Browns. I remember hearing as a young man that the coach said, you will be back here reporting to summer training. And Jim Brown said, no, I'll be on this movie set. And he never went back to football. And I fell in love with that movement, like that you are that brazen and that bold. And so those guys early on in life. And then I found, you find Sidney and Harry, and you find Denzel Washington, and then once you start working, you try to not overlook at Denzel because maybe he and I are kind of similar. So I tried to not overlook at Denzel, but he inspired me, and I thought that Marlon Brando was super cool, and Bobby De Niro. I was like, that's the blackest white boy ever, ever, Bobby D. And then I thought Allen Iverson's story was really special. And I understood that Allen would lose his way sometime, but I was a big Allen Iverson. I always said, if I win an Oscar and or a Grammy, AI's name would be, I love AI. He is a lot to me. Yeah, he meant a lot to me. Yeah. He really did. And now it's some of these young people that are even younger than me, and I'm like, man, they're really doing it. Like, it's like, bro, I work with Marseille. She's a 13-year-old. Like, right. Like, I'm blown away by it.
Yeah, she's phenomenal.
What did you say? Black what?
The range of blackness.
Range of blackness. Yeah.
Marseille, man. So I like being. I did say this to my brother John Burns and my brother Alfonso Brooks. I said, our story is but a story. It becomes a testimony, guys, when you execute the story.
Come on and talk about it.
You got to execute it.
That's right.
That's real.
You got to execute.
So I really tended to look up to the people that had a cool story, but I was always turning from page 30 to page 70 in their life story to see if they executed the story. I was cool with them falling. You can be Saul to Paul. I'm cool with it.
Come on.
You can be cool. But I really understood very quickly that you can't really talk about your Saul and or your Paul unless you execute the story leading up to that moment.
That's real.
So those people motivate me. And sometimes it's homeless people. When I was writing poetry, living in South Central, living out of a car, because my story is really that, guys. It's from Atlanta, living in Cali, got cut from the NFL. I'm in Cali and South. People are like, why you guys? I'm here in Decatur. South Central like Decatur. Feels like home. But I would ride my bicycle all the way to the Poetry Lounge. If any of y'all have been, we created it, me and about 7 other incredible brothers. But when I would ride my bike, sometimes I'd stop and just speak to homeless people. And they would be very motivational because they have incredible stories. And I was often really saddened because they simply didn't get to execute those stories. It really hit me. So again, guys, I insert that stuff in all my characters. Yeah. Like that's why y'all see ghosts sometimes just staring through Tasha or staring through Tommy. Because as Omari, I've had so many years of just staring off that I never get caught up in the camera being in front of me. When you're a black person and you've been through so many hard knocks in life and so many actual shots, when somebody's actually going, okay, shots up. And it's obviously not for everybody, but if you got that gift of being able to go very tranquil when everybody else is doing this, then you probably are a storyteller. But again, if I had not executed, you guys would not be here to humble me like you are. Yeah. So everybody that motivates me are the people that are going this way.
That's the word.
Omar, before we let you go and ask our final question, we have a tradition at the Savage Chat series of giving people their flowers while they can smell them. And sir, you and the way that you are moving through your gifts in the world with such intention, with such a purpose, is a blessing not only to behold, but to experience. And so thank you for the sacrifice that it takes to carry the responsibility of being a poet to millions, a poet and a writer and an example to millions and millions and millions and millions and millions of people. We love you, brother, and appreciate you and are grateful for you and thank God for you. With that, we have one last question.
Because of the range that exists within Omari, I'm curious, what do you ultimately see as the legacy of Omari Hardwick? What do you hope people are saying about you 100 years from now?
I do believe that the epitaphs really should not be a litany of that which you have done. I think it truly should be led with how you left people feeling.
Come on and talk about it.
I really do. I think that funerals can be uncomfortable because people are like, don't you feel good about a person? Probably not. So I think I would love for people to go, and was talking to you about this today, Jen, right? I said to Jen, there's some actors. Jennifer Guys is the girlfriend of my brother Bernsey. And I said to Jennifer today at lunch, I said, Jen, it's some actors. And Jen said they're talented. And I said, they're talented. And Omari, they're talented. But I realized that my definition of talent was, if they don't make me feel, I don't really know how talented they are. I don't really know. I know that people who find safety, and people who find safety in people who are more digestible will absolutely say that person is it. I'm okay with the epitaph reading, here lied a delightfully difficult, loving, giving human being who really cared most about those 2 kids. And the legacy that would extend from him is now via them. But he did leave a whole bunch of work that was best reflected in how he also operated as a character amongst himself. Yeah. That's what I would love to be. When it's all said and done, that would be it for me. That grandma and grandpa are super proud. And I don't mean to leave out mom and pops, but like it's like that part, That's what it would be for me. How you make people feel, man. Like you gotta, if I came up here and y'all know that, right? Y'all be like, but like you gotta leave people feeling something, man. There's so many people that don't make you feel nothing. When people ask me for pictures, I'll be like, you didn't give me your name. Which is cheating because I don't get to feel nothing.
Yes, come on and talk about it.
That's not fair.
That's right. Come on.
That's not fair to me.
Say that.
Was you one of them that didn't give me your name, Shawty? She like, oh, child, that was me.
Call them out.
So, Omari.
Melissa. Bless you, Melissa. That was sexy, mama.
So, Omari, we have run out of our time.
Yes, sir.
Speaking of, we'd love to get before we go, huh?
Well,
because we can't have you take pictures with everybody. Yeah. Can we get a group picture? Of course. Let's do this. Yeah. Everybody up? Well, listen.
We like, I'm gonna give you my name.
Or if you are able, we would just appreciate that you just stand where you are. If not, we're gonna get the entire room as best as we can. Yeah. Yep.
So my bad. Yes, we'll look at this and then look at the camera. Can you tell everybody get nice and tight?
If you can, try to squeeze in, but we're gonna try to do this as quickly and tightly as we can. A little bit. Yeah, he'll get a nice. We can get a good.
Everybody move in. Move in over here, move in.
If you are able, we move in and we're gonna try to get everybody in as best we can.
That's just the way it is. Oh yeah.
And now we are alone, and I am singing this song for you.
Things will never be the same.
Everybody look at the camera. Ready? 1, 2, 3. One more. Ready? Everybody look at the camera. 1, 2, 3.
Thank y'all so much. Now,
family, thank y'all so much for joining us. Omari, before you go, what do you want to leave with your new Wilmington family tonight?
What I want to leave?
What you want to leave with the people tonight? Everybody, please have a seat. Everybody, please have a seat so Omari we can end the show. Please, everybody have a seat. Thank y'all so much.
Yep.
So on the pictures, all of the pictures will be posted on the Wilmington Public Library's Facebook page. All pictures from tonight. Also, please, when you post on Instagram, Facebook, and all of those things, everybody, please have a seat. We are going to please tag the Wilmington Public Library. Please tag the Blairisms on your posts. Let's get everybody to have a seat, please. Let's get everybody to have a seat, please.
That's just the way it is. Things will never be the same. Oh, yeah. That's just the way it is.
If we can have everyone take a seat, please. Thank you very much. Please take a seat.
We gotta make a change.
Give it up one more time for
Thank you all for being here.
Hardwick.
All right, what do you want?
So much for this.
First and foremost, I want to say to the black men in here, because that part doesn't get said enough. I love y'all brothers, man. That's the first thing I want to say. I love y'all brothers. All my one noise. And all right, Foskey. And I also want to say to the sisters, y'all be patient with us. Just be patient. And then final, everybody is having a birthday in the next year, correct? So I pray that all of y'all. Is it 100 in 200 in here tonight? How many?
Yeah, it's about 200.
About 200. So I am in prayer presently, actively. This is active verb. I am praying that all of y'all have the most groundbreaking year that you've had yet.
Yeah.
That's what I'm leaving with y'all.
Yeah.
I really do.
Thank you, Omari.
Thank you, Omari.
Thank you so much for spending this time with us. We are so grateful and thankful. Wilmington, thank y'all for coming tonight.
Thank y'all so much
for participating in this live episode of the Savage Chat series. God bless y'all.
Have a
and good night, everybody.
We appreciate
Peace.
So we ask that everyone remain seated. Everyone remain seated. Thank you.
That's just the way it is. Oh yeah.
Some things never change. up in the morning and I ask myself, is life worth living? Should I blast myself? I'm tired of being poor and even worse, I'm black. My stomach hurts, so I'm looking for a purse to snatch. Cops give a damn about a need, bro. Pull a trigger, killing, he's a heat, bro. Get it to the kids who the hell cares. One less hungry mouth on the welfare. First ship them, don't let them dealing brothers. Give them guns, step back, watch them kill each other. It's time to fight back, that's what Huey said. 2 shots in the dark, now Huey's dead. I got love for my brothers, but we can never go nowhere unless we share with each other. We gotta start making changes. Learn to see me as a brother instead of 2 distant strangers. And that's how it's supposed to be. How can the devil take a brother if he's close to me? I let it go back to when we played as kids, but then it changed. And that's the way it is. Come on, come on.
That's just the way it is. Things will never be the same. That's just the way it is. Oh yeah.
Hear me.
That's just the way it is.